What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former IBF super middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Caleb Sweethand Plant, 23 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 14 wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 6'1", with a 74-inch arm reach, coming off a 9th round TKO victory over Trevor McCumbee in September, is one of few that is getting into it with New York, Bronx hip-hop legend and artist and entertainer, Fat Joe. Fat Joe is 54 years of age. 54 years of age. He's from the Bronx, New York, right? And Fat Joe made some recent statements yesterday or day before as he was featured on Math Hoffa podcast. And he went at the FBA, Foundational Black Americans group, right? And he had some very, very choice words for them and Tariq Nasheed. And he stated that just look at the leader of the FBA, Foundational Black Americans. If you don't know who Tariq Nasheed is and the FBA, go look it up, right? Over comments made that Fat Joe stated that he was one of the originators of hip hop, right? And he's from the Bronx. Now, Fat Joe is a part of hip hop, but one of the originators of hip hop, no, right? And again, it's just, to me, a pointless argument. But with that said, Fat Joe hangs out with super middleweight, Puerto Rican, superstar, title contender, Edgar Berlanga. And Caleb Plant and Edgar Berlanga have been going at it, right? Edgar Berlanga, Fat Joe are very close, okay? And Edgar Berlanga is always accompanied by Fat Joe at fights or when he's fighting himself. Edgar Berlanga has 22 wins now, 1 loss, no draw, 17 wins by way of knockout, 27 years of age, 6'1" with a 73-inch arm reach. He recently fought Saul Canelo Alvarez September 14th. Same card. And, he lost a unanimous decision. But in between that, Caleb Plant was calling out Edgar Berlanga. And things got a bit heated. But with that said, Fat Joe is claiming that Caleb Plant came at him personally, right? And he made some, threats to Caleb Plant. He directly came at Caleb Plant. And he told Caleb Plant, this ain't what you're looking for. I'm not a boxer, and these dudes around me will essentially unalive you, right? Is what Fat Joe stated. And Caleb Plant called Fat Joe out and said, this dude is absolutely capping, right? So, again, Fat Joe is now, he did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and he stated that Caleb Plant ran up on him, and Caleb Plant was bouncing around and on his toes like he wanted to swing, and he told Caleb Plant, listen, if you swing at me, this ain't what you're looking for, because essentially these dudes around me will unalive you, right? And Caleb Plant is saying that didn't happen at all whatsoever. It happened nothing like how Fat Joe is stating. Now, if you know Fat Joe, right, you know that Fat Joe embellishes a lot in his stories that he tells, right? He add a little juice and a little sauce to the stories that he be telling, right? And this is no secret. Many people know this and are aware of this. So with that said, right, this what this does do is make a showdown with Edgar Berlanga and Caleb Plant that much more interesting. That's what it does do. It would make it more interesting. But right now, Fat Joe is in some very hot water, and he's receiving a ton of back pushback, right, and backlash for his recent comments. he said the FDA are broke ends, right? The N word. Now, obviously, Puerto Ricans here in New York, they use that word. That's not, frowned upon or anything. It's just the culture here in New York, right? But him saying, they're broke ends, it just wasn't received well from the black community. And a lot of people from black hip hop are now responding to Fat Joe, and they feel like his comments are actually racist, right? And now you got Caleb Plant, who's actually Caucasian, and he's going at Fat Joe, right? And he's saying Fat Joe is all cap. You got No Jumper. Um, they're reporting this. This is everywhere. It's going absolutely viral. The comments he made about foundational black Americans. But listen.
Black racist. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them. Right. Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say their name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck these broke niggas is.
So you heard those comments, right? And then he went on and he stated that Caleb Plant tried to run up on him, and Caleb Plant responded. You know what I'm saying? Again, does Fat Joe run with some goons? 1,000%. But you 54 years old, right? And again, I understand Fat Joe's stance. It's like, hey, I ain't a professional fighter. Caleb Plant is a professional fighter. And Caleb Plant, like, listen, you know what I'm saying? It was me, my wife, and my dad and my stepmother. And Fat Joe said he was with a group of people trying to get clout off of his name. This is bizarre. But what y'all think about this? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gone. Peace.